Hi, my name is Matt Stirrup with Machinery Trader and Lifts Today. And today we're talking about the aerial lift equipment market reports. So every month we produce various reports across different categories of equipment. And again, today we're going to be talking about the aerial lift equipment, which is going to be comprised of telehandlers, boom lifts, and scissor lifts. Let's take a look at a few of the key slides here. So this first slide I'm looking at, again, this is going to be looking at the aerial lift equipment as a whole. And the slide on the left is really showing us the rate of change comparing auction values and asking values. And so a couple of the key things to note on this, again, on the slide on the left here. Let's look at the auction values first. So this auction values is going to be in this greenish line here, and you're going to see from 2020 where we were pre-COVID, and the rate of change really increased. So auction values really increased into 2022. What's happened since then? We've really seen it decreasing in pricing since that point in time, and fallen down to where we're at today, roughly down 14% year over year on the auction side. Well, look what's happened on the asking side as well. So the asking values are typically always going to kind of chase that auction value. That's exactly what we see here. In 2020, here we were, and then you can see that the asking values really kind of followed behind what auction values were doing into 2022. We were at a record high pricing. What's happened since then? Asking values have really plummeted. And again, we're down roughly 11% year over year. And why are we seeing that big fluctuation in pricing? Well, let's take a look at the chart on the right-hand side here. That's going to be looking at the rate of change on the inventory. And so we're up roughly 20% year over year across those three categories. And anytime you see a big spike in inventory like that, of course, it's going to drive down pricing. And we're really being led by the telehandler category. This is one of my favorite slides to look at here on the telehandler market reports. This is going to kind of give us a 30,000 foot view. And some of the key things I'm looking at here is I want to look at number one, inventory year over year. So we're up roughly 41% year over year on telehandler inventory, which is a major spike of equipment. I don't know if I've seen that big of a inventory increase from one category to the next, or I'm sorry, from one year to the next on any specific categories like I've seen here on the telehandler side. And we're up roughly 6.4% over the last month. So again, big spikes in inventory. What's that going to do to our pricing? Well, you can see here on the auction side, we're down roughly 13% year over year on the auction side. Asking values are down 13% as well. Again, big spikes in inventory is going to continue to drive pricing down. And this is really what we're going to take a look at here. So this is looking at asking versus auction values. And again, the dates I'm really always paying attention to, 2020, where we were at pre-COVID, 2022, really when the market was at its peak and at all the record high, and then where we're at today. So again, 2020, here we were. And you can see things were fairly flat from 2016 through 2020. Not a lot of moving up and down. And the gap between retail and auction values is staying fairly consistent. Well, what happens? COVID hits, auction values shoot up, and that gap between retail and auction values really kind of shrank down in 2022 when we were at our record high. Well, what's happened since then? Again, we've really seen inventory spike up, which is causing pricing to decrease. And that's shown pretty accurately here in this chart. Again, you can see that roughly $36,000 on average for an auction and $55,000 for the retail side. That's a pretty big spread between retail and auction value. So if you're looking for any more specific information on this telehandler categories or any of our lift categories as a whole, you can access the monthly market reports by going to machinerytrader.com or auctionvalues.com and clicking on Get Market Reports.